Hey guys, just a short little video. I'm kind of going over my rehab and stuff that I'm doing to get my hip replacement, to get my leg all working and strengthened back up again. It's been going really good, man, and stuff. Just you'd be surprised what little bitty twists and turns or doing one thing or another, how much that does stretch your muscles out and work them a little bit. But I've been doing that. And today was my last scheduled day to do it. But what had happened is she had asked me, hey, did you want to do some more days or whatever? And I said, yeah, let's just like throw in 2 more days. And she said, well, you want to just do them once a week instead of like 2 and 3 times? And I said, yeah, let's just throw in 2 more appointments. And I said, let's just make it, 1 a week, and I'll see where I'm at that, because I'm going to be doing a lot of exercising just to see, what's going on. But I think it has been a tremendous help doing it. I could kick myself in the ass for not going through the physical therapy when I got in my car accident. But I was so wanting to get back to work, so much wanting to go back and make that money. That's all I cared about. And so they were wanting to have me, do physical therapy and stuff for like 2-3 months minimum. And I didn't do none. I walked out of the hospital in 9 days when they thought I was going to die, And that was after having a major heart surgery. I walked out on my own accord, by my own power. I look white as a ghost, because the blood just in my skin, it really wasn't there anymore. I mean, I looked like a freaking ghost. I was so white. And looked like death. I looked like walking death. But that has went really good today. And what I did today early on is I got to catch my grandkids at their track and field day at school. And I've got 2 now in the same school, so I had to juggle my time between both of them. Watch one event, go watch the other's event, kind of switch out and make my way around. And it's just like a big old huge track and ball field, but it's all fenced off. So like if you're over here and you want to get here, you got to walk clean the hell down to the other side to go out a gate. I mean, kind of goofy. I would have maybe slipped in 2 or 3 more gates in there, but went out and had a good time with them, able to exercise. I wasn't running track or nothing, trust me, but I was able to move around, get around, and when you're doing 0 intake on calories, you can just go like this and you're burning calories. I was able to burn up, I think, on the bicycle thing they had for 5 minutes on that, I was able to knock out like another 60 calories of burning them, So I need to get one of those bastards for my house and start working out in my house. But anyway, everything's turning out great with that. The field day turned out great. I've been putting off, you hear me talk about going to Lincoln, and the last time I went to Lincoln, it was definitely a success. I was dying to go back, man, and because I told certain people I would meet them back up there, and I would be there. And they're probably a little bugged or wondering why I didn't, but I didn't of course go Sunday, but I went on Monday, but the place I go to was closed. And so I thought, I'm not going to go all the way up to Lincoln, because the place is closed, so no sense in that. Then I was going to go Tuesday. Can't remember what came up. Something came up that I had to do, and I didn't do that. Well, no, I think it was just Nebraska hit us with another one of their fucking Arctic days. We're going from my guys this morning when I got out here. You would have thought it was in the middle of winter. Cold as fuck. Had to bring a coat to the track and field day. And then finally, in the middle of the day, I decided, let's just be sunny and have a nice shiny day today. And it went from winter, Arctic freeze, to a warm summer day. And it's just how fucked up Nebraska's weather is, man. There's no consistency in it other than it's inconsistent. It's all over the fucking place. Like right now, sun's out, bright. I'm in the shade sitting in my Hummer here in front of my house. But mark my words, that can change in 30 minutes. And it could be dark and gloomy and look like a freaking tornado is going to roll through here. And I hear over the radio tomorrow, they're warning everybody, because everybody here is an agriculture state where everybody wants to plant their gardens and their flowers and get them out as soon as they can so they can all be nice, But the chance or the risk of doing that is you're in Nebraska. So when you think spring has started, there may be another 4 weeks of winter left that's going to hang on to the bitter end. So when you get your little seedlings growing, or you put out nice flowers and plants, they're going to fucking freeze, man. You're going to lose a lot of money if you don't deal with them. So they were doing a radio advisory saying that anybody that has, plants outside, take them inside, and if you can't do that, make sure you got them covered or you'll probably lose them, because we're supposed to have another fucking Arctic freeze tonight where it's going to be super cold and freeze overnight. So it's just, I'm getting sick of the whole fucking thing. I tell you what, I'm ready to go to the Philippines, to Vietnam, even back to fucking Arizona where my home state is, and get back to the just constant nice weather all the time, Only thing you ever had to worry about is heavy rainstorms. Big deal, Fucking beats dealing with snow, tornadoes, fucking this winter that never wants to fucking stop. But I may end up having to beat a path back that way, and I do plan on going back there. Now that my situation has changed, I don't got to ramp it up and do it as fast and stuff. And there's a couple things I got to check into before I go to the expense of buying a plane ticket. And that, just to make sure everything's going to be smooth. So I'll check out a few things and kind of go from there. But it's nothing that's going to be done like today or tomorrow. Now that I got some time to think on it, and to save up more money and stuff, that's what I'll end up doing for that. But I'll definitely be going back. And if I don't go to the Philippines, I'll go probably to either Cambodia or Vietnam. I'd really love to go to China and stuff. And check them out too. But I think, gotta tell you what, man, the world opens up to you when you're not tied down anymore. Because I'd even be happy going to fucking Colombia, and it's not hardly shit to buy a ticket there. I mean, Mexico's all whacked out with all their hostage taking of foreigners and all that crazy shit. But I tell you, I'd even be willing to go to Mexico and check out some of the spots there and hang out, be near a beach or something like that. But that's just kind of where I'm at with things right now. I'm going to try to get a lot of stuff done at my house that I've neglected over the last probably 3 years, 4 years, and get all that cleaned up. I got a lot of little trees that are growing up beside my house, and I like them like that in the summer because they leave out and they just put an entire circle of shade around my house. But the bad thing about it is when you got them that close to your house, those little trees become big giant trees. And then you get that growing up, then you're paying about $1,500 if it has to be cut down. So I don't want to run into something like that in the future. So I'm going to decide if I want to nip them all out and clean them up, and just get them away from around the house. Because my whole yard is like a jungle, man. It's full of fucking trees and stuff. I got a dead tree sitting right in front of me here that I got to cut out of the ground. I think I'm just going to cut it down though, where it has the stems sticking up, and then put birdhouses on top of those, and then maybe wrap it with white lights, and then have that to turn on at night. It's kind of like like a yard decoration or something. But I got a lot of stuff to do, and I still got to get my gator out. I may get him out yet tonight because, like I say, it's sunny and warm, and he can survive in cold water, even if the water hits 30 degrees and gets ice on the top, he can survive just fine. When I took him out of there, I waited longer than I ever had before I moved him back in the house, and I swear to God, I had to chip him out of ice that thick. He had his little nose up, so they call it snorkeling, so he could get air. But from his head down to about this far was solid ice. I had a couple buddies with me, and we were picking and poking, and he was just like an ice cube. And I thought, my God, I hope he didn't die. And I get him, and he's stiff as a board, and I get him, I bring him inside. I see a little movement out of him. And once I saw that, I knew he's going to be all right. Got him inside, got him in warm water and everything, and he snapped right back. He was just as good as gold. And they can live in frozen water as long as it doesn't completely freeze and just freeze around them. They can live in it, But I'll never do that again. I'm hoping I can like get him donated to a zoo around here so I could still go see him. But that's another thing I got to work on. But I'm not quite as pressured at doing that now, because I don't have the obligation I had before to get back to the Philippines real quick. So now I can kind of slack off a little bit, deal with things I got to deal with around here, and then kind of go from there. But I'll give you guys an update on my stuff next time I do a physical therapy thing. And you know, it need to be kind of combined with the fasting that I'm doing. I'll do like a combined physical therapy fasting. I've already dropped like 60 pounds in record time. You know, we're talking in less than 40 days, so that's about 2 pounds a day, 2.5 pounds a day and stuff. So I got to go ahead and get working on that, make sure I keep up with that too, because like I say, man, it feels good to drop that much weight, man. I mean, it feels really good. This shirt would have never fit me before. This is a extra or 2X, and I was wearing 4Xs, and they were fitting me tight. So, you know, when I can flip into a 2X here, and you can see how baggy it is, and how much room there is in it, you know, that's 60 pounds gone. But anyway, guys, I will catch you later, man. Just wanted to kind of update you on this, and I will talk to y'all later, man. Peace out.